Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskrityam Naram Cheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayamudiraet Nashtaprayeshu Abhadreshu Nityam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhaktir Bhavati Naishtiki Om Jnanatimirandasya Jnananjana Shalakaya Chakshurun Militam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha Shri Chaitanya Manobhishtam Sthapitam Yena Bhutale Swayam Rupa Kadamayam Dadati Swapadantikam Vandeham Shri Guru Shri Utapadakamalam Shri Gurun Vaishnavamshcha Shri Rupam Sagrajatam Sahagana Raghunathanvitam Tam Sajivam Sadvetam Savadutam Parijana Sahityam Krishna Chaitanya Devam Shri Radha Krishna Padan Sahagana Lalita Shri Vishakhanvitamscha Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Pashtatya Deshatarine Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prishtaya Bhutale Shrimate Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Tinamine Shri Varshabhanavi Devi Daitaye Kripabdaye Krishna Sambandha Vijnana Daine Prabhave Namaha Madhuryo Jvala Premadhyaya Shri Rupanuga Bhaktida Shri Gaura Karuna Shakti Vigrahaya Namastute Namaste Gauravani Shri Murtaye Dinatarine Rupanuga Virud Apa Siddhanta Dvanta Harine Namo Gaura Kishoraya Sakshad Vairagya Murtaye Vipralambara Sambode Padambujayate Namaha Namo Bhakti Vinodaya Satchidananda Namine Gaura Shakti Swarupaya Rupanuga Varayate Gauravirbhava Bhumestvam Nirdesta Sajjana Priya Vaishnava Sarvabhauma Shri Jagannathayate Namaha Vancha Kalpatarubhyascha Kripa Sindhubhya Evacha Patitanam Pavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah Namo Mahavadanyaya Krishna Prem Pradayate Krishnaya Krishna Chaitanya Namne Gauratvishi Namaha Panchatattvatmakam Krishnam Bhaktarupa Swarupakam Bhaktavatar Bhaktakhyam Namami Bhakta Shaktikam He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dina Bandhu Jagatpate Gopesa Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namastute Jayatam Surato Pangor Mama Manda Matirgati Matsarvasya Padam Bhojau Radha Madana Mohanau Divyad Vrindaranya Kalpadrumadha Srimad Ratnagara Simhasanastau Srimad Radha Srila Govinda Devo Preshtalibi Sevyamano Smarami Shriman Rasarasa Rambhi Vamshi Vata Tatastitau Karshan Venu Swaner Gopi Gopinata Shri Estunaha Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vrishabhanu Sute Devi Pranamami Hari Priye Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shri Vasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare. So today is the auspicious occasion of Ekadashi, and on Ekadashi, continuing the tradition, we read about Srila Prabhupada, and right now we are reading from I'll Build You a Temple, the Juhu story by His Holiness Giriraj Swami Maharaj, Srila Giriraj Maharaj Ki. So this is chapter 2, Facing Challenges. This is the story from October 1973 to January 1977. And we are on page number 336. Can you get that screen? Because there are 3-4 Bhagavatam purports, so we can just show it. So this is page number 336. During the construction, Gopal Krishna recalled, as we started the excavation for the temple area, while digging, we found a plaque with an inscription in Marathi. And it was established that there was a Hanuman temple almost exactly at the location where the Sitaram altar is now located. So we preserved that plaque in Prabhupada's apartment. And when 2 Maharashtrian politicians came to meet him, they read that Marathi and concluded the Marathi script was 500 years old. When they told Prabhupada, he was extremely happy to discover that there had been a temple at the same location 500 years earlier. So this is not just a coincidence that at the same spot where Sitaram, Lakshmana, Hanuman now reside, 500 years back there was a temple of Hanumanji. Now, if you remember the purport of Bhagavad-gita chapter 3, verse 37, Kamesha, Krodesha, Rajaguna, Samudbhava, Mahasana, Mahapapma, Vidyenamiya, Vairinam. In that, Srila Prabhupada says, anger can also be used in the Lord's service. And he gives the example of Hanumanji. He says how Hanumanji burnt Lanka and used this emotion in the Lord's service. How there was so much obstacle and so much fight. And Hanumanji fought in a devotional mood for Lord Ram. And this whole book, at least up till now, the whole story was about a fight. So it's not a coincidence that here also there was a fight and Hanumanji's temple was here and then Sitaram Lakshmana Hanuman came here. So these are transcendental divine arrangements of the Lord. And we know how Srila Prabhupada in the 60s, when he used to walk by from here to Srimati Somati Murarji's office, he used to pass by this land. How many of you have walked? आप में से कितने लोग अंधेरी स्टेशन से यहाँ तक चल के आए हैं कभी तो प्रभुपाद every time would do that. Hare Krishna. Seek the blessings of His Holiness Ananta Krishna Das Goswami Maharaj. So Prabhupada every day used to do. Now for some of us it may be genuinely pocket में पैसा नहीं है, but otherwise it would be चलो थोड़ा exercise हो जाएगा. But for Srila Prabhupada there was no option. You know, every paisa was saved so that Bhagavatam could be printed. And then when Prabhupada from Andheri station would walk by this lane, he would see this land. And Prabhupada said, I prayed to the Lord that if you ever give me an opportunity, I would like to make a beautiful temple for you here. So that prayer 10 years before, 500 years before, Hanumanji's temple, a whole struggle. And now we see how this is the most popular temple in India. In terms of number of visitors, in terms of wherever you go, if many of you, if you travel and preach, anywhere you go, people know how Juhu, nowadays they also say Bangalore, but Juhu, RadhaRasbihari's photograph is so famous that everyone recognizes that ISKCON hai. So this is Prabhupada's struggle and the fructification of it now. So we'll continue. One evening, Harikesh and Saurabh got to talking about Prabhupada's plans for the Mayapur project. Harikesh, appreciating Prabhupada's genius, how from Mayapur, God-centered cities with temples, educational institutions, and proper social organization would spread around the globe, became so excited that he ran all the way from the construction office to Prabhupada's apartment. He bounded up the stairs and without even knocking, burst into Prabhupada's room and threw himself on the floor and paid full dandavats. So without any, was so excited to hear that Prabhupada's plans for Mayapur. He just stormed into Prabhupada's room. Prabhupada was in the middle of eating a sandesh and a puri. He looked at Harikesh with big eyes and then went back to eating. So we have heard from so many disciples of Srila Prabhupada that for Srila Prabhupada, taking prasadam was a very serious business. Even if there would have been phones, Prabhupada would not be scrolling on them while taking prasad. Like many of us, including me, we are guilty of that. But so many disciples, Shrutakirti Prabhu, Hari Sorry Prabhu, they say that Prabhupada would be in a meditative mood. As if, every ingredient he's tasting Krishna. He's seeing that, yes, Krishna has tasted this. And very quiet, Prabhupada would eat. And when he had an appetite, he would eat with a gusto and tasting every individual preparation properly. There is in this Vaishnav culture course, they also teach us, how to serve prasad. There is an order in which prasad should be served. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is full of these descriptions of how certain items have to be served first, then certain items, salty first, bitter, then sweet. And Srila Prabhupada would do that. There is, I was hearing the memories of Bhavananda Prabhu, Bhavananda Maharaj then. So he said once in Calcutta, Srila Prabhupada had dysentery, diarrhea. And that night, Prabhupada had a flight to London. So everyone's like, Prabhupada ji, kaise, how will you go? Constantly going to the bathroom, become weak. And so Prabhupada said, call the Vaidya ji, the Ayurvedic doctor. The Ayurvedic doctor came, checked Prabhupada's pulse, and wrote a big list of what not to eat. He said, no ghee, no salt, no this, no this, no this, no this, you can eat only this. And Prabhupada motioned at Bhavananda Prabhu, ki isko abhi jane bolo, get him out from here. And then the devotee said, okay Prabhupada, so we'll make like this. Prabhupada, with his fist on his desk, said, it is better to die than to eat this kind of a diet. Food without ghee and salt, it is better to die than to eat that. And then Prabhupada's sister, Bhavatarani Mataji, Pishima, lovingly Prabhupada used to call her. So she came. And then Prabhupada and she started talking in Bengali. So the devotees were not understanding. But Prabhupada told her that, I am suffering from this. She just heard that without saying anything. She turned around. She went there in the kitchen. And then Bhavananda Prabhu said, Prabhupada was then joking. Just see how fat she is. She is, but she's an expert cook. And in 15 minutes she came back with eggplant and puris, both fried in mustard oil and dripping in mustard oil. So when all the devotees saw that, it was like a shock for them. Like if you go somewhere and someone serves you something in a house program, और उसमें side में आपको एक onion का छोटा गला हुआ piece दिखे, it will be like as if प्रलय आ गया है. हम सब अच्छे से खाते थे पहले, but so that's our progress. So the devotee is like, Abhi Vaidya ji just said no ghee also, and here this puri is dripping in mustard oil. Mustard oil is very heavy, and the eggplant is dripping in mustard oil. So Bhavananda Prabhu said, I told Srila Prabhupada, you cannot eat this. And then Prabhupada looked at me. And then I said, Prabhupada, but this. Then Prabhupada said, never come in between a man and his food. And then Prabhupada said, this is my mother's recipe. Whenever we used to get dysentery, my mother used to make fried eggplant and fried puri in mustard oil and give us. And so then Prabhupada broke one piece of the puri, put it in that and looked at them. And they were still. Prabhupada said, don't look. You will put a bad eye on the food. Don't look there. And then they turned around and Prabhupada quickly ate it and then, okay, take it. And Bhavananda Prabhu said, by evening, Prabhupada's dysentery went away. And then Prabhupada called them and said, see, my mother was right. My mother knows more than these doctors. This recipe had my mother's love also, but practical knowledge that a housewife also had in those times of how to, with just home remedies, how to cure these things. So for Srila Prabhupada, prasadam was a serious business. And now while he is eating, Harikesh Prabhu has come. That time Prabhu had come there. Srila Prabhupada, Harikesh exclaimed, you're a genius. Prabhupada looked up and said, oh? your plans for taking over the world, this is wonderful, this is fantastic. How you've made this plan for Mayapur and everything is so perfectly arranged. Hrishikesh went on and on, glorifying Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada smiled and said, thank you very much. Then he said, come here. He broke the sandesh he was eating in half and gave Hrishikesh one half and the rest of the puri and still smilingly said, thank you very much. So his half-bitten sandesh he gave. So Srila Prabhupada would reciprocate like this. Prabhupada could have just acknowledged, Prabhupada could have also said, you could tell me that later, I am eating. But Prabhupada saw that they are working so hard, and Prabhupada saw that the mood is enthusiastic, so Prabhupada reciprocated. All the devotees, especially the early disciples, they always say that actually we became a devotee because of the love that Srila Prabhupada gave us. We never knew who Krishna was. Some of them say we still don't know who Krishna is, but we know Srila Prabhupada. Like Brahmananda Prabhu in 26 Second Avenue, in the 25th anniversary, which would be 1991. Yeah, 91. 1966, 1991. So in 1991, they had in 26 Second Avenue, Prabhupada Katha. So Brahmananda Prabhu, we all know Brahmananda Prabhu's love for Srila Prabhupada. Brahmananda Prabhu says that Prabhupada knew how to deal with each person in such a way that that person will get encouraged in Krishna consciousness. He said, Prabhupada knew I have a soft heart. He would never shout at me. Prabhupada knew Tamal Krishna Maharaj will get inspiration if he is tough. So Prabhupada would regularly shout at him. So Brahmananda Prabhu said that in the 70s, there was a time where me and my brother and two more devotees, we were preaching that Srila Prabhupada is God. We know, we've read in Leelamrit how that happened, and then Prabhupada removed them for some time, and then the misconception was clear. So he said, we were wrong in thinking that Prabhupada is God. But you know what? Now I have got a realization that Prabhupada is not God. He is greater than God. And then Brahmananda Prabhu said, because Krishna didn't come to New York City, to 26 Second Avenue to save me. Srila Prabhupada did that. So Srila Prabhupada is even greater than God. And then he started crying. So this love they had for Srila Prabhupada, and because Prabhupada would reciprocate like this. Same Brahmananda Prabhu here, when Prabhupada had sent, there was once Prabhupada was giving class, and one Indian person said, Srila Prabhupada, preaching in America is okay. As if he has gone and done anything. Preaching in America is okay. Preaching in India is also okay. What about Pakistan? And at that time, होता है ना, आजकल भी ऐसे होता है, जो बोलता है प्रभु जी ये सेवा नहीं हुआ है, तो you look, सबसे आगे कौन है, एक कर दो ये सेवा. So Brahmananda Prabhu, Garga Muni Prabhu, both were sannyasis that time. Brahmananda Swami and Garga Muni Maharaj, they were sitting there, and Prabhu said, yes, we will go to Pakistan also. He pointed at Garga Muni Prabhu, said, you go to East Pakistan. Bangladesh was, this is before the 71 war. Bangladesh was East Pakistan. And looked at Brahmananda Prabhu and said, you go to West Pakistan. And Brahmananda Prabhu says, whenever Prabhupada would give us instructions, all we had to say was, yes, Srila Prabhupada. And then he said, and we were just figuring out how to go. So they went. Garga Muni Prabhu, Prabhupada had named him Garga Mani, because he was very expert at collecting money for the Lord. So he collected, and he straight from New York went to Dhaka. And Brahmananda Prabhu was a Pakka Brahmana. So he did not have money. So he went from New York to London, from London by bus, going all the way through Iran, through Afghanistan, into Pakistan. And then the war broke out. So when the war broke out, after some time, now also if you should not read much, but if you read the news, you will see America is also trying to give propaganda against Iran, and Iran is trying to give propaganda against America. They will do. So that time also it used to happen. So in the news it came that 2 Hare Krishna devotees have been killed in West Pakistan. And Srila Prabhupada knew that Brahmananda is there. So immediately he sent message, tell both of them to come back. And within few days, Garga Muni Maharaj that time came back. Prabhupada affectionately met. But Brahmananda Prabhu did not come. So Prabhupada was very anxious. And one day when Prabhupada was here in the old building in his room, suddenly one devotee ran and came and said, Srila Prabhupada, Brahmananda has come back. Then Prabhupada was very grave. And when Brahmananda Prabhu came, Prabhupada told everyone go out. That time Brahmananda Prabhu offered obeisances. Prabhupada was very grave. He told everyone go out. When everyone went out, he told Brahmananda close the door. And then Prabhupada got up and he hugged Brahmananda Prabhu. And Brahmananda Prabhu says that he was smelling my forehead, he was smelling my head, he was touching all parts of my body. Just like a mother does for a small child. That much love and affection. And Bhavananda Prabhu says that in 1977, a group of dacoits were trying to trouble the Mayapur temple. The Mohammedan people, they were just unnecessarily trying to instigate. And so, tolerate. And one day, Bhavananda Prabhu said, ultimately we are Americans. So, how much will we tolerate? So, one day I gave it back to them. And in that situation, there was a fight. And there was some hitting. And so the cops came. And they arrested me. And they put me in jail. And at that time, all the Bengali newspapers covered this. That CIA agent was hiding in the disguise of a Hare Krishna and he has been caught. They didn't say that, yes, a fight hua and all. And Bhavananda Prabhu said, I was just thinking, I was not concerned that I'm in jail, what will happen. I was thinking Srila Prabhupada has done so much hard work to establish ISKCON in India, in spite of all this opposition, and my one act has ruined everything. Srila Prabhupada will be so disappointed with me. And like that he was thinking. And after a few days, devotees arranged for him to be freed. He came and Prabhupada was in Vrindavan. So he went straight to Vrindavan to see that, does Srila Prabhupada still want me to be here? Maybe he'll just tell me, go back to America. So when he reached Vrindavan, Srila Prabhupada 1977 had become physically weak. So devotees had carried Prabhupada into his ambassador car. Just like we have in the basement, Prabhupada had 3 maroon ambassadors. One was for Bombay, the other was for Mayapur, and one was in Vrindavan. Vrindavan, Delhi, Calcutta, Mayapur, and then Bombay. So he said the devotees carried Prabhupada and made him sit in the ambassador. And from Prabhupada is weak. From the corner of his eye, he saw me paying obeisances, Bhavananda Maharaj. And immediately, although he is weak, he motioned, Bhavananda, come. And when I went, he hugged me and he put my head on his lap. Like how a parent would do. And he was stroking me. Don't worry, everything will be okay. Don't worry, I'm so happy you are out. And Bhavananda Prabhu saying, I was crying, wetting Prabhupada's dhoti, and Prabhupada was crying, wetting my kurta. Affection. The whole time he's just meditating, Prabhupada mujhe nikal denge. I've disappointed Prabhupada, Prabhupada will get angry at me. But Prabhupada is seeing that last 10 years, this devotee has done everything for me. Bhavananda Prabhu is from Los Angeles. And Prabhupada told him, take care of Mayapur. And for a person of a city background to suddenly, it's not Mayapur like what it is now. Abhi bhi agar humko bole Mayapur mein raho, it will not be very easy. But at that time, Mayapur was just long building, lotus building and rice fields. And after the long building, the next building was Yog Pit. Nothing else. So Prabhupada saw so much hard work Bhavananda Prabhu has done. Ye chota sa cheez, no big deal. Don't worry, everything will be all right. You are with me now. Don't worry. That love and affection. And you see then, with that love and affection, they all selflessly did so much. Whatever is there now, we have Srila Prabhupada and his disciples to thank for. And we have to take it forward. And just like this love was given, we all need love. So that affection between devotees on the same level as friends, affection a senior has for a junior, these things make us feel that we are part of this family of ISKCON, part of Prabhupada's family. It's easy to get angry, get upset and write and do all these things. But this affection is what Prabhupada, how he won everybody. And that mood we have to continue. Going on. One morning, I had an appointment with a pious, wealthy Gujarati businessman, Mr. Mehta. This is Giriraj Maharaj. At his massive mansion near Haji Ali. Jai SriSriRadhaRasbihariTemple Vishakha ji ki. Shri Shri Sitaram Lakshman Hanuman ji ki. Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki. Srila Prabhupada ki. In the course of our conversation, Mr. Mehta mentioned that in his Vallabhacharya Sampradaya, they considered Vritrasur's prayers in the 6th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam to express the essence of their philosophy. And he read and translated them to me. Both in the prayer's content and in their significance in the Vallabhacharya line, they reminded me of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's Shikshastaka and its position in our Gaudiya Vaishnav line. Excited by my discovery of these prayers, when I got back to Juhu, I went straight to see Srila Prabhupada. I told him about my talk with Mr. Mehta, and he motioned for me to take down the relevant volume of the 6th canto and read the verses aloud. I asked him if I should read only the translation, but he said I should recite the Sanskrit and then read the translation and purports. I read from chapter 11, 6th canto, chapter 11, verses 24 to 27. So Prabhupada told Giriraj Maharaj, read these verses, Sanskrit, translation and purport. So we'll do the same thing now. 6th canto, chapter 11, verses 24 onwards. So what happened in September 1975 here in Mumbai, we'll do the same thing. Yeah. Aham harer tava padaika mula dashanudasho bhavitam smi bhuya manasmareta supater gunamste grinitava karma karotu kaya. Translation. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead. This is Vritrasur after he's disgusted with the demigods for getting defeated by the demons, and after he's seeing Indra with the Vraja in his hand, Vajra is in his hand, and he's telling Indra that this is the Lord's desire, you're going to kill me, so do it, don't be so morose. And then Vritrasur starts offering prayers to the Lord. So this is those prayers. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant so that my mind may always think of your transcendental attributes, my words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship. Srila Prabhupada's purport. This verse gives the sum and substance of devotional life. One must first become a servant of the servant of the servant of the Lord, Dasanudasa. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu advised, and he also showed by his own example, that a living entity should always desire to be a servant of the servant of the servant of Krishna, the maintainer of the gopis. Gopi Bhartur Padakamalayur Dasa Dasanudasa. This means that one must accept a spiritual master who comes in the disciplic succession and is a servant of the Lord. Under his direction, one must then engage one of three properties, namely his body, mind and words. The body should be engaged in physical activity under the order of the master, the mind should think of Krishna incessantly, and one's words should be engaged in preaching the glories of the Lord. If one is thus engaged in the loving service of the Lord, one's life is successful. Prabhupada says here, under the order of the spiritual master. We know that Srila Prabhupada first met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1922. And Srila Prabhupada last met Srila Bhaktisiddhanta Saraswati Thakur in 1935. And in December of 1935, Prabhupada received a final letter from Srila Bhaktivedanta Ji. So in those years, those 13 years, Srila Prabhupada himself in one conversation said, I must have hardly met my spiritual master physically not more than 10 times. Not more than 10 times. But Srila Prabhupada took every word as his life's mission. We all know two main instructions Srila Prabhupada received from his spiritual master. In the first meeting, he received the first one, that you are an educated person, you should preach the message of Lord Chaitanya in the English-speaking language. And then later on he said, if you ever get money, print books. And if you see, this is Srila Prabhupada's mission. So following the order of the spiritual master. Verse 25. Na naka prishtam na cha parameshtyam na sarvabhaumam na rasadhipatyam na yoga siddhir apunarbhavam va samanjasatva virahaya kangshe. Translation. O my Lord, source of all opportunities, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruvaloka, the heavenly planets, or the planet where Lord Brahma resides, nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all the earthly planets or the lower planetary systems. I do not desire to be the master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. Srila Prabhupada's purport. A pure devotee never desires to gain material opportunities by rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. A pure devotee desires only to engage in loving service to the Lord in the constant association of the Lord and his eternal associates, as stated in the previous verse, Dasanudasa Bhavitavsmi, as confirmed by Narottam Das Thakur, Tandira Charana Sevi Bhakta Sanivas Janame Janame Hoy Abhilash. To serve the Lord and the servants of his servants in the association of devotees is the only objective of a pure, unalloyed devotee. We read in the conversation between Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Srila Ramananda Rai that Ramananda Rai, Mahaprabhu is asking questions and Ramananda Rai is answering. Once Mahaprabhu, in one of those questions, Mahaprabhu asked, what is the most unfortunate situation for a devotee? Devotee ke life mein तो प्रभु जी ने कुछ दिया है पढ़ने। जय जय गुरुदेव, जय जय गुरुदेव 11 महाजन, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद प्रथम शिक्षण आप ही पढ़िए।
तो यह एक वंदना हिरण्यगर्भ स्वामी लिखे हैं ना। प्रभुपाद जी के जो 11 शिष्य प्रारंभ में जो जुड़े थे, मोस्ट सीनियर डिसाइपल ऑफ श्रील प्रभुपाद, 11 initiated guru and GBC also. The one Swami is composed in the poem, Hindi poetry form. जय जय गुरुदेव 11 महाजन, जय श्रील प्रभुपाद प्रथम शिष्यगण, जय श्रील प्रभुपादन प्रथम शिष्यगण, जय जय तीर्थ जय कीर्तनानंदन, जय हंस दूत जय हृदयानंदन, जय 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 पताका जय भगवान, जय तमाल कृष्ण जय भवानंद, जय सत्स्वरूपेण रमेश श्री हरिकेश, अच्छा रामेश्वर, जय सत्स्वरूप जय रामेश्वर, जय श्री हरिकेश, कृपा करो गुरुदेव देहा सेवालेश। अच्छा कंपोज किया है। तो ये 11 जो प्रभुपाद जी के प्रारंभ में प्रथम जो शिष्य बने थे उन लोग के का वंदना किया है। जय श्रील प्रभुपाद प्रथम शिष्य गण भक्ति तीर्थ स्वामी, कीर्तनानंद स्वामी, हंस दूत स्वामी, हृदयानंद स्वामी, जय पताका स्वामी, भगवान स्वामी, तमाल कृष्ण गोस्वामी महाराज, भवानंद स्वामी, सत्स्वरूप गोस्वामी, हरि के स्वामी, ये जो है रामेश्वर स्वामी, बड़ा अच्छा कविता कंपोज किया है। कि राधा कृष्ण प्रभु के साला हैं, अमेरिका में रहते हैं, उन्होंने इनको दिया था। क्या नाम? प्रभुपाद डिसाइपल हैं बानीनाथ प्रभु, इनके साला लगते हैं, ब्रदर इन लॉ। वही प्रभुपाद जी के बानीनाथ प्रभु, मैं देखा उनको, यहाँ आते थे, तो उन्होंने इनको दिया था, तो बड़ा अच्छा है। थैंक यू, धन्यवाद।
बहुत धन्यवाद महाराज। So we were talking about association of devotees. So this is how association of devotees enhances everything. When we are honoring prasad and other devotees come with some more prasad, that enhances the whole spirit of eating prasad. When we are doing kirtan and more devotees come, when we are doing book distribution and one more devotee also comes, it enhances. And when there is Hari Katha and there are exalted seniors, then that enhances the whole class, the whole discussion. So here, perfect timing. So Ramananda Rai replied to Mahaprabhu's question that what is the most unfortunate situation in a devotee's life? Most unfortunate, सबसे worst situation devotee के life में, what is it? And Ramananda Rai replied, not having the association of devotees is the most unfortunate situation. Not health problems, not mental problems, not physical problems, not, none of those things, not lack of wealth, but lack of association. And we all are here because of the association of devotees. We've got mercy of our spiritual masters, we've got mercy of our Shiksha Gurus, we've got mercy of the Lord. And because of all this, because of our devotees, who may be our friends, who may be our seniors, who even are our juniors, we feel so much inspiration because of which we are still in Krishna consciousness. And if we just continue, like devotees say, just hold on to the dhoti of a devotee for the rest of your life and we'll be safe. One Srila Prabhupada was walking and he saw a cat with a rat in her mouth. And Prabhupada said, see, for that rat, the cat's mouth is death. But when the cat holds a kitten, then the most safest position for a kitten is in the mouth of his or her mother. So similarly, the most safest situation. Once in His Holiness Loknath Maharaj was giving a class and he was talking about this association of devotees. He said, just like in Kumbh Mela, in January, in Prayagraj, it is freezing cold. And when you have to take a bath in that proper Murat, like 4 o'clock in the morning and all, it's freezing. And from your tent, you have to go till the Sangam, wearing your gamcha or, whatever, however you go. And it is so freezing that you will think 10 times, jaun ki nahi, jaane do. He said, all you have to do is just be in the direction where the crowd is going this way. And then even aage jaake you get cold feet. Nahi kar sakta. You have no option. The crowd will ensure you go in the water. And over there, if you feel scared, abhi mera kya hoga, you have no option. The crowd will ensure that you are thrown back out also. Like we have experience in our Mumbai local train. The trick is just to go somewhere near where the train is going to come. Nahi bhi jana hai to you will be in the train. So Maharaj was saying, that is the importance of association of devotees. If we somehow voluntarily design our life, we take such decisions that design our life in such a way that devotees are always have a say in our life's decisions. यहाँ जाऊँगा, प्रभु जी से पूछूँ, यहाँ ये करना है. So then there is no option but have association of devotees. His Holiness Radhanath Maharaj, whenever he gives class, the temple hall, yesterday some of you must have gone, temple hall is packed. So many times he says, this is the safest situation for a devotee. 1 inch भी हिल नहीं सकते हैं. जितना भी पैर दर्द हो रहा है, वो जब कुछ you cannot get up. उठना चाहोगे तो भी कोई उठने देगा नहीं. So association of devotees. So here Vritrasura is saying, I don't want all those heavenly pleasures if it means I will be away from your lotus feet and your devotees. Next verse. Verse 26. Ajata paksha iva mataram khagas stanyam yathavat satara shudartha priyam priyeva vyusitam vishanna manoravindaksha didrikshate tvam. Translation. O lotus-eyed Lord, as baby birds that have not yet developed their wings always look for their mother to return and feed them, as small calves tied with ropes await anxiously the time of milking, when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as a morose wife whose husband is away from home always longs for him to return and satisfy her in all respects, I always yearn for the opportunity to render direct service unto you. Srila Prabhupada's purport. A pure devotee always yearns to associate personally with the Lord and render service unto Him. The example given in this regard are most appropriate. A small baby bird is practically never satisfied except when the mother bird comes to feed it. A small calf is not satisfied unless allowed to suck the milk from the mother's udder. And a chaste, devoted wife, whose husband is away from home, is never satisfied until she has the association of a beloved husband. The final verse, which Prabhupada asked His Holiness Giriraj Maharaj to read, verse 27. Mamottama shloka janesu sakhyam samsara chakre brahmata swakarmabhi tvam mayayatma jadara geheshu asakta chittasya nanatha bhuyat. Translation. O my Lord, my Master, I am wandering throughout this material world as a result of my fruitive activities. Therefore, I simply seek friendship in association of your pious and enlightened devotees. My attachment to my body, wife, children and home is continuing by the spell of your external energy, but I wish to be attached to them no longer. Let my mind, my consciousness and everything I have be attached only to you. This verse doesn't have a purport? Yeah. So Giriraj Maharaj continues. Reading Srila Prabhupada's translations and purports, I was struck by the depth and beauty of these verses. His Grace Yashomati Nandan Prabhu's wife, Her Grace Radhakund Mataji, once many years back, she met us in Vrindavan. So she was saying that you devotees are more fortunate than us because you have all of Srila Prabhupada's books. Whereas most of us read Prabhupada's books after Prabhupada physically departed. Because at that time the books were just coming out. And we had so much service that there was no time to read. And now you have the benefit of these conversations and arrival addresses and all this. So here Srila Giriraj Maharaj is reading these verses for the first time in Prabhupada's presence. And he's appreciating. Reading Srila Prabhupada's translations and purports, I was struck by the depth and beauty of these verses. With its examples of the baby birds and small calves, text 26 alluded to the parental Vatsalya relationship, which is prominent in the Vallabh Sampradaya, and the example of the wife to be the conjugal relationship, which is the ultimate goal of followers of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Srila Prabhupada had reciprocated perfectly with my enthusiasm for my discovery, out of his love for me and for Krishna, which filled my heart with love for him. Where else could I find such a merciful benefactor? So Maharaj is reflecting on this and saying, I went with enthusiasm, I told Prabhupada that, I met this wealthy businessman and he's from Vallabh Sampradaya and he told me that for them, Vritrasur's prayers are the essence of their philosophy. And Srila Prabhupada could have just told me yes. Or Srila Prabhupada could have said, why is he thinking like that? I am his guru. Generally, you don't go to your spiritual master and give him some gyan. And not that Giriraj Maharaj is doing that, but here Maharaj is feeling that way. That Prabhupada didn't take it in that sense. Prabhupada saw my enthusiasm and reciprocated. How? By telling me, oh nikalo, 6th canto, remove that book, open to chapter 11, Prabhupada knows chapter 11, and go to these verses. And Prabhupada chose these 4 verses. This chapter is big. Prabhupada chose these 4 verses to show this is the essence of our philosophy. That the mood of the devotee, that my Lord, whatever you do, don't take me away from you, don't take me away from your devotees. Few days ago, I was listening to His Grace Burijan Prabhu, and he was narrating that once, many years back, he was in Jagannath Puri, and he came in front of Patit Pavan Jagannath. Outside the Simha-Dwar, there is Lord Jagannath. It's called Patit Pavan Jagannath because he gives darshan to everyone. So Burijan Prabhu said, I was in front of Patit Pavan Jagannath and a prayer spontaneously came from my heart. He said, what was that prayer? That prayer was, my dear Lord, whatever you want to do with my life to ensure that I come closer to you, you do that. And then Burijan Prabhu said, as soon as I made that prayer, I thought, now I don't know what Krishna will do with me. The prayer was, my Lord, I am voluntarily telling you, whatever you want to do with my life, if it makes me come closer to you, you do it. Then he's saying, I thought, now I have to be ready for a roller coaster ride. Because I don't know what the Lord will do, but the desire is what? I want to come closer to you. So these 4 verses say that. Vritrasura is saying, Lord, let anything happen. Don't take me away from your lotus feet. So Giriraj Maharaj is saying, Prabhupada reciprocated with me in such a loving way. But as I was leaving his room, I had another thought. Srila Prabhupada has so many important services to do, I considered. He was kind to me, but in a way, I have wasted his time, which he could have spent for other more worthwhile purposes. And I felt a little ashamed. So instantly he's feeling, yes, Prabhupada reciprocated, very happy. And then the next second, I wasted Prabhupada's time. This is the mood a disciple, genuine disciple has for his spiritual master. Not that, my guru should always look at me. He should always say, how are you? Well, at least I can speak personally, we've had this fortune. Tomorrow is His Holiness Gopal Krishna Maharaj's 2nd Tirobhav. So we've had this mercy of the Lord, that we've got spiritual masters like this who even do that. We are insignificant, but whenever they'll meet, how are you? Is everything okay? How's your family? So, but a disciple's mood should not be that I want to take up my spiritual master's time. Arre Guru ne dekha nahi, achhi baat nahi hai. Not like that. So Giriraj Maharaj is immediately repenting. Now, we just have 5 minutes, so we'll not be able to do the whole thing, but next Ekadashi you will see the conclusion of this pastime, but we'll just do a little bit. One morning walk, I was feeling specially wretched and miserable, and although so many other devotees were present, Prabhupada began to speak as if he were addressing me personally. He quoted a Sanskrit verse from Sri Ramunacharya from his Stotra Ratna 43. महाराज अभी पढ़ा चारों, दोबारा पढ़ें? अच्छा, so ठीक है, we will conclude with the story here. His Holiness Ananta Krishna Maharaj is saying that we should read those verses again. So, translation पढ़ें वापस? So Maharaj wants us to read the translations again. So this is 6th canto, chapter 11. प्रद्युम्न प्रिया प्रभु, उसको डाल दीजिए वापस. 6th canto, chapter 11, verses 24 to 27. Verse 24. O my Lord, O Supreme Personality of Godhead, I will again be able to be your servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet. Will I again be able to be a servant of your eternal servants who find shelter only at your lotus feet? O Lord of my life, may I again become their servant so that their mind may always think of your transcendental attributes. My words always glorify those attributes, and my body always engage in the loving service of your Lordship. That's 24. 25. A pure devotee never desires to gain material opportunities by rendering transcendental loving service to the Lord. A pure devotee desires only to engage in the loving service of the Lord in the constant association of the Lord and His eternal associates, as stated in the previous verse. Oh, sorry, this is the purport. The translation of 25 is, O my Lord, source of all opportunities, I do not desire to enjoy in Dhruvaloka, the heavenly planets, or in the planet where Lord Brahma resides, nor do I want to be the supreme ruler of all the earthly planets or the lower planetary systems. I do not desire to be the master of the powers of mystic yoga, nor do I want liberation if I have to give up your lotus feet. And in the purport of this, Srila Prabhupada talks about association of devotees. 26, translation. O lotus-eyed Lord, as baby birds have yet not developed their wings, always look for their mother to return and feed them. As small calves tied with ropes await anxiously the time of milking, when they will be allowed to drink the milk of their mothers, or as a morose wife whose husband is away from home always longs for him to return and satisfy her in all respects, I always yearn for the opportunity to render direct service unto you. And 27, O my Lord, my Master, I am wandering throughout this material world as a result of my fruitive activities. Therefore, I simply seek friendship in the association of your pious and enlightened devotees. My attachment to my body, wife, children and home is continuing by the spell of your external energy, but I wish to be attached to them no longer. Let my mind, my consciousness and everything I have be attached only to you. महाराज कुछ कमेंट करेंगे इस पे? माइक, महाराज को माइक दीजिए.
I like this verse. Ajat paksha yu mataram khaga astanya metha bachadhara sudhartha priya priya vishtam vishanna manor bindakshit drikshate tvam. I heard the explanation from Radha Govind Goswami Maharaj. Vritrasura is very constantly praying. And so many examples he's quoted, like Ajata Paksha. There's a bird of baby bird. They do not have any power to can fly on the sky and can search the food. Helplessly they are waiting to mother. Mother comes and then feed. माँ आएगी तो खिलाएगी. पंख तो है नहीं. अजात पक्षा. जिस पक्षी के बच्चे के पंख अभी विकसित नहीं है तो फुली डिपेंडेंट ऑन मदर बर्ड्स. वैसे वृत्रासुर जो है, कारण कि मैं आपकी कृपा पर आश्रित हूँ. फिर उसमें आचार्य ने टीका लिया कि पक्षी के बच्चे वहाँ भी थोड़ा ये है एक क्या बोलते हैं कि माँ आएगी तो एक्सपेक्ट है. अब बच्चा भी, गाय का बच्चा वो भी एक्सपेक्ट करता है कि मदर आएगी तो हमके खिलाएगी. वहाँ भी एक्सपेक्ट है. लेकिन जो अंतिम में कहता विश्वतम विषन्ना प्रिय प्रिया या विश्वतम, इसमें कोई एस्पेक्ट नहीं है. वो अपने पति की सेवा करना चाहती है. हमारे पति आएंगे तो मैं उनकी सेवा करूँगी. ये सबसे अच्छा है. वृत्रासुर को लगा कि नहीं अजात पक्षा ये भी ठीक नहीं है. वो भी सेवा का ही है कि मैं हमारी माँ सेवा करे। बछड़ा भी सेवा की लालसा है, लेकिन ये जो प्रिया है अपने परदेसी पति के इंतजार में कि आएंगे तो मैं उनकी सेवा करूँगी, सेवा भाव। अंत में वृत्तासुर ने इसको अंत में यही कंक्लूड किया कि बहुत अच्छा कि मैं भगवान की सेवा करूँगा। सेवा लेने की भावना है पक्षी के बच्चे में भी, बछड़े में भी। एक प्रवचन करने वाले कह रहे थे कि भागवत में जो वृत्रासुर का जो प्रेयर है ये भागवत का हार्ट है। अगर भागवत से इसको निकाल दिया जाए तो भागवत का हृदय है वृत्रासुर की प्रार्थना। बहुत सुंदर है कि आप कोट रहे थे तो मुझे दोबारा ये हुआ कि दोबारा इसका जो है बहुत सुंदर प्रार्थना है वृत्रासुर जैसा। हाउ यू कैन डेडिकेट our life in the service of Krishna is the great prayers, very wonderful. We should always remember these 4 verses. We should put in our neck and always remember in our mind also. Hare Krishna. Thank you.
प्रभु जी कुछ comment आप? So with these words of Maharaj, thank you so much Maharaj, आपने इतना अच्छा वो वर्सेस के बारे में बताया, that how the Acharya say that these are the essence, Vitrasur's prayers are the essence of the Bhagavatam, and अगर Vitrasur prayers ले लेंगे then one component of Bhagavatam will be lost. Thank you very much Maharaj. So we will conclude. Hare Krishna. Srila Prabhupada ki jai.